This has been one of the most difficult videos I've ever tried to put together. The truth is, it should be really easy. I'm trying to remember back to why I felt so lost. I'm trying to remember back to why I felt as if I had no voice, identity, I wore a mask, or a different suit of armour for each day. I'm trying to convey how I felt back then in words. That's the only way I can convey it. There was a real emptiness, almost a sorrow. I've listened to a book over the weekend, really impactful book, called Tuesdays with Morrie, and I would really recommend it to any men out there. And I cried a number of times, never more so at the very end when Morrie died. If I'm giving the feel away, I apologise. But the learning that came from his living, I wouldn't have been able to cry when I was lost. I'd have been too angry. I'd have been too much a victim. I'd have been too empty. I wouldn't have been able to be non-judgmental. I wouldn't have been able to be caring or loving. I wouldn't have been able to be the person that I am now. On the wall behind me, on the whiteboard, behind me, is power and purpose. You'll have heard me talking about that a number of times, and you'll probably hear me talking about it in the future a lot more. But around them, energized, accepting, loving, self-love, at peace, direction, drive, knowing. Knowing's a big one. And much more. Have a quick look. Supporting, true to oneself. Those are all of the things that materialize in everyday life now. The more I find my own voice, the more that I have integrity, value, and worth within myself, not because someone else tells me that. The more that I discover, and it's a line from the book, I can love and let love happen, shows up in my life. It does. It sounds a bit woo-woo. It sounds like it's not the sort of way that a man should talk. And I couldn't. You're right, society still says that you shouldn't be talking like this. You should stand up for yourself. You should be strong. You should be powerful. You should be supporting, nurturing. But does it really say that? Does it really matter? And this, for me, is where I'm going in the future. I don't think it matters what society says. I don't think it matters what the other person says or the other person does. It's about being true to yourself, finding out who your voice is and who you are, without any worries about what other people are to say. And that was my reel from this morning, worried about what other people say. I work with people very young and a little bit older than me, who've had money, who have had lots of money, and who have very little money. And we all go through, maybe not all, we can all go through those same stumblings, feeling of loss, feeling of being helpless, that emptiness. So, power and purpose. I'd love to hear on your comments, your messages, and get in contact. Where do you see power and purpose in your life? Where would you like to see it? Where do you feel as if you're lacking? If you can write that down, speak it. And where do you feel as if you want to grow? Where do you want more power and purpose? Whatever that means to you. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you think about what I'm sharing. You have a great day. Look after yourself. Take care.